Welcome to JC Gaming. Tonight we got a special message to the devs. Tonight's message to the devs is brought to you by Yingling. This one's on me, Yingling. Next one's on you. Bang, bang. I'm just kidding. So we recently finished the second round of Alliance Wars, as everyone knows. Tempers are a little flared, I feel. All I gotta say about the whole drama, yeah, I'm sure most of the player base has no clue what this drama is. A lot of people got heated, a lot of people got emotional, people started flinging mud from both sides. What I tell everyone, whenever anyone ever has issues, whether it's friends or family members or people I work with, etc., the only reason people get mad is because they care. The only reason people have a reason to feel anger about something is if they also care about that something. If you truly didn't care about something, you wouldn't love it, you wouldn't hate it. You would give two shits about it, right? So people are getting upset because they do care about this game and they want it to succeed. So that being said, we all come from a common place that is enjoying this game and really wanting it to be a better game. And that's where we all come from. So now that that's out of the way, really what I wanted to do is I wanted to straight up tell the devs that I think Alliance Wars needs to go completely back to the drawing table. It really needs to be reworked. And it needs to be thought out again. And I have tried to write down, and all day I've been thinking about how to articulate, what the underlying problems are. Okay. So let me pull up my notes from the background here, and also let me pull up Twitch chat in case people want to join in here. Just so you guys have some stuff to watch, I'll run some of the new event here while I'm sitting here chit-chatting because, watching me talk is a lot of fun, right? All right, so I'll run this on some autoplay manual stuff so you guys can see my team. It's about 80-90% success. Not the best, but not the worst. And you guys can kind of see how my team works, or you see how it fails as well. All right, but while this is going, up here where I normally have chat, I moved chat just for this session. Chat, if anyone chats in Twitch, is going to show up over here. And in the meantime, up there is the notes that I have made about Alliance Wars. It's JC Gaming, Gusty. If someone wants to okay, never mind. He figured it out. There it is. Thank you, Nero. Thanks for letting him know. All right, so I don't think I can turn this down from here. Let me see if I can turn down my game. Whoops. You guys don't want to see settings. Sorry about that. Hopefully it didn't mess up my run. No. Okay, it's still going. Good. All right, well, hopefully the game ambient sounds aren't too loud for you guys to overhear me. I know, right? Awesome settings. So, in the Alliance Discord, last night especially, there was a lot of talk about, hey, why don't we try this? Why doesn't Rumble do this? This is how it should be. No, this is how it should be. I just want to say this is Rumble's game. It's nice. It's fun that we can all sit back and kind of be armchair developers. But in the end, it's their game, and it's up to them to put their ideas into practice. And it really should be. It's not our game. It feels like it's our game because we're so passionate and we enjoy it so much, but it's really not. It is Rumble's game. They need to make the content that they want in their own product. That being said, every game, you gotta think of it like a house, right? The house is unique. But what's not unique about a house is the foundation, right? All architects can agree on a universal concept that is what foundation should be and what a general foundation should look like, its specs and all that stuff. And if you think of a house being built on a foundation, a game should also be built on like certain core, philosophies. And there's some of these core philosophies that I think are missing or misinterpreted or poorly implemented with some of the aspects of Alliance and with some of yeah, it's so OP. I just lost with some of the aspects, especially with Alliance Wars. I think Alliance Wars kind of brought it to the forefront, you know. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about was this concept of 1v1v1, right? You have a 3-player free for all. It sounds really cool in theory, but in practice, it's just not going to work from a competitive standpoint, right? Think about it. How many sports do you know that exist that have 3 teams playing at once? I can't think of one. You know, can you imagine soccer with 3 goals? Can you imagine football with 3 end zones? Like it's just not going to work. And there's some reasons why it doesn't really work, and there's some reasons why you don't really see it that much in game. I've seen some games try to pull it off. I've never seen a game pull it off successfully, and here's why. Okay, or here's my theory as to why. First, it's never going to be fair. Okay, it's because we're all human, and when you see a strategic advantage, it would be dumb of you not to take it. In fact, you would be at a disadvantage for not taking that, right? So, when you have 3 teams and you're all supposed to fight each other evenly, it's never going to work that way. There's always going to be 2 teams that either are going to have a spoken alliance or an unspoken alliance, and are going to end up taking out the third team so that it ends up being 2v1, right? I mean, it's just, why would you not do that? That's good strategy. And also, if one of the teams is obviously ahead of 2 teams, then the 2 teams are just going to fight each other. They're going to just completely ignore the person at the top, the elephant in the room, if you will. If I fail 2 in a row, that's going to be embarrassing. This is supposed to be an 80-90% team, not a 0% team. Anyways, okay, so that's kind of it's you're not really going to be able to balance a 1v1v1. Like it's just the reality of how it is. Not just balance it, but you're not going to be able to keep it fair, because why would you give up that advantage of having an ally and going 2v1? It's always going to end up like that. And then you also think about it. If you have one team playing one team, you have one winner and you have one loser. If you have 3 players all vying for first place, you end up having 1 winner and 2 losers. No one ever says, "Yay, I got second place." No one ever says, "All right, I took home the silver medal." There's an old saying: second place is the first loser, and that's really what this turns into. Like with Alliance Wars, where you have 3 players all vying for a top position, the 2 teams, not players, alliances, the 2 alliances that don't get that top position just feel like they both lost. So you have, and no one wants to lose. It's a crappy feeling when you lose, and this is now you have 2 groups of people feeling that negative effects instead of just one, whenever you have a one-on-one sort of competition. So that's the 1v1v1 thing. That's my rant as to why that is. All right. Should I buy some more keys? Yeah, I'll buy some more keys. What's up, everyone in Twitch chat? By the way, thanks for showing up. Thanks for voicing your input. I agree, Silver. 1v1. There's many reasons why 1v1 is going to be better than 1v1v1. Let me go here, and I should have done this before I started the stream, so I could have just kept hitting replay, but, I plan ahead. I'm very good at planning, as you can tell. Well, I'm glad you made it. I normally don't stream on Saturdays. I will say I am going to change my stream time. I normally do it Wednesday nights, but I also play WoW, and my WoW guild decided we're going to also raid on Wednesdays, which means I need to change around my stream time. So, I haven't decided when I'm going to do it. Probably Monday night. I try not to do it on the weekends because that's like my wife time. I told her I was going to stream tonight, and she was like, "What?" And, I was like, "Special." There's lots of drama that's been going on, and people are very angry. I want to try to bridge the divide. I want to try to heal the community. Not really. I exaggerate, but she still was like, "Why are you doing it?" Anyways, all right. So on to the second point. All right, my second point is that in its current implementation, it's too easy for a dominant alliance to control the experience of other alliances. So what I mean by this is if you have one alliance that is far superior to the other two, or even if it's a one-on-one and you have, that one-on-one situation and one alliance severely outweighs the other one, it's way too easy to lock down one of the alliances or lock down the opponent to the point where they log in to experience this feature called Alliance Wars, and they're locked into like one or two territories, and they only have the choice of attacking like a handful of positions. Those handful of positions are fortified with defenses that they have no chance of beating anyway. So why even play, right? Like it's demoralizing. When you're in that mindset or when you're in that situation, the mindset is this is not a game mode because I can't play it. It's just something that I look at and go away from. That being said, on the other side, if you are the dominant alliance, you log in and there's nothing for you to do. You have the opponent beat back into the corner. There's no one for you to attack. There's nothing for you to do. Everything's been fortified or bountied or whatever, and there's nothing left for you to do at all. So you look at the alliance grid and you leave, and that's it. This is going to be a fail. So, I really think there needs to be some way to make it where the gameplay isn't controlled based off the dominant alliance, because it ruins the experience for everyone involved. And I can't tell you how to do that. That's something that you guys, based off of the content that you want the game to be, what you want Alliance Wars to be, you guys are gonna have to figure out how to solve these problems. I don't work for you. I can't give you these answers. These are just some fundamental things that are wrong, or that are problematic. Not necessarily wrong. Just I see it as being problematic. All right. So the third thing is that alliance or individual players have way too big of an impact, not only on Alliance Wars, but on like everything, in the game, and anything that involves a total alliance participation. Individual players, severely weigh that in one way or the other. To the point where if you have alliance members that aren't pulling their weight, you're going to kick them. And, if you have an alliance member that's over the top, they can win an entire war for you. It would be very easy. Yeah, right, take, for example, say that any of the players in the top 100 right now dropped down and joined up, like, against one of the newer alliances, like one of the lower ranked alliances in Alliance Wars. Whatever one they joined would instantly be able to win that war. How is that fair? How is that, something that is okay? And I would argue that it's not. I don't think it's something that should be that impacted by individuals. It should be a group effort. It should be a team effort. And that's just what it is. A perfect example, in our first war that we had, a few weeks ago, the first Alliance war ever, our top players made a huge difference in our war. It ended up being kind of a 2-on-1 situation, going back to point number one as to why 1v1v1 isn't good. But if it wasn't for our top players, we wouldn't have been able to fend off the 2v1. But we were, which is ridiculous because of our top players. Now, that being said, in our war last night, our top players actually kind of ended up just washing their hands and stepping away from the whole thing, which was kind of cool because the rest of us got to actually step up and do some stuff, and actually got to play a lot more. But it still shouldn't be that way that, individual people can make that big of a difference on the total outcome. So the fourth thing is the duration of wars. So, man, am I going to lose this one too? I swear this team is actually better than this. It's just on the stream, I lose a lot more, right? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. There's no point in, okay, they just wanted to kill me. They didn't let me quit. That's nice. Thanks, guys. It always does worse whenever I show it on stream. Well, now they know they don't need to nerf anything because, as you can see, my team is not that great. Oh, crap. I need to do this. I need to do this real fast because I forgot the the conquest reset, and I don't have any conquest points or whatever, so I need to get mine in so that I actually, you know, get credit for stuff. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna get credit for stuff. Good. Um, I just got us to stage 4. What do you know? Have you won F7 with that comp? Yeah, I'm actually doing this is F7. So this is my comp for F7. It's normally 80 to 90% when I do it in batches of 10. So far I've failed 3 out of 4, I think, on stream, which is hella embarrassing. Um, but anyways, so yeah, Silver. My next point is actually about the time frame. So it was a 24-hour thing, which was stupid because we knew who the winner was within the first 4 hours. Yeah. So they shortened it to 4 hours. But the way it is right now, where it's a live battle, that means that the time that it starts has to be the same for everyone involved in the war or the battle, whatever you want to call it. The war, I guess it's Alliance War. And that means that the game dictates when it starts and when it ends and when the duration of it is, right? It starts at this time, it lasts 4 hours, and it ends 4 hours later. That kind of sucks because now your game is dictating a small 4 hours is a fairly small time frame that you have to log in and play. And if you can't make it to those 4 hours, you're actually losing out. You're not contributing to your alliance. You're taking people down, or you would have that feeling. And people in Europe probably definitely felt that way with this past one. And then if they roll the time frame so that it's a good time for Europe, then people in America are going to feel that way because we're a global player base here. So that is a huge problem in the game dictating when a player should have to log on to play their game. It's one thing if you say you have to log on this day. It's one thing if you say within these 12 hours. 12 hours, I think, is a long period of window. But to say within a small time frame like 4 hours, it's never gonna make people happy. There's always gonna be people that are shafted by it. Okay. And then the last thing that I would say is right now the reward structure, it really benefits the formation of mega guilds instead of multiple competitive guilds, right? Because the rewards for getting in first place and for getting high up there are so much better than the rewards that you get from the lower tiers of it. And this also is very discouraging, for newer players because they get like if you look at the rewards for Alliance Wars, for example, and you look at what the people in the bronze tier get, and then compare that to what people in the Masters tier get, it's I understand you want to reward the top players, which is great. But I just won before it ended. They're still fighting. That's great. But yeah, if I'm getting better, instead of staying with my alliance, I have a huge incentive to jump ship and go to one of the bigger alliances, to one of the better alliances, because the rewards are so much better, right? And that's just how it's structured right now. All right, so those are like my 5 big points that I was able to think of between yesterday and today. I'm sure there'll be more I think of later, but whatever. So while I'm here, I wanted to kind of, while I have the devs' attention, hopefully the devs, I know Rychart's watching, and I'm sure he'll share some of this with the rest of the team as well. I wanted to kind of point out, I know you you guys don't like Summoner's Wars, right? It's not that you don't like it, it's that you saw that there could be improvement on it, and I agree. Alliance is a great improvement on Summoner's Wars. However, there are things that they did right that I think you guys should take note of, right? One of the things that me and Rychart have talked about in the past is Summoner's Wars, Guild Wars versus, Alliance Wars, right? And he told me that Guild Wars are boring because you can just set a farm defense and it just becomes you attack them, you kill their farm defense. When they attack you, they kill your farm defense. Everyone wins. Everyone's happy, right? It's very, very boring. Well, first of all, clearly you have never been in the top 100 guilds because it is nothing like that. It is very competitive once you get closer to the top. The lower players, yes, it is all about farming so you can get rewards, right? But it is very competitive when you get towards the top because people care about getting number 1, okay? So for those who haven't played Summoner's Wars, let me show you sort of how they do their guild battles that addresses some of these fundamental issues that Alliance Wars have kind of brought to the surface. First of all, it's a 1v1. You see, there's one team versus a second team, right? So there's no worry about, two teams colluding in order to beat the third team, right? It just doesn't exist. Um, there's also, only one winner, one loser. Another thing is it's not real time, right? So when you attack someone, it's not like you're attacking them and they can see, or they can see you attacking because there's like combat logs and stuff, but it's not like they're actively attacking you back. It's just you set static defenses, and then the attacking guild is just attacking those static defenses, right? So that kind of eliminates, it eliminates the time factor. Since you're playing against AIs, well, I mean, even in Alliance Wars, you're playing against AIs. You're not allowed to control your defense, right? You set a defense at a point, someone attacks it, you can't control your defense. They're fighting your AI. The difference is you have to be there to set that defense right then. You can't set it ahead of time. You have to be online whenever the war is going on. Guild Wars, in Summoners Wars, you don't have to be there. You set it at the beginning of the week, and then that's it. So you have 12 hours to do your attacks, and you don't care about people attacking you at all. So time does not become an issue at all. The second thing is, a dominant alliance controlling gameplay. The gameplay in these Guild Wars and Summoners Wars is exactly the same no matter what. You log in, you go to the Guild Wars, you attack people's defenses, you either win or you lose, and that's it. How the other alliance plays doesn't affect how you play the war at all. It has no impact at it. You get a universal experience. And that is, creating a sort of universal experience makes it easy to improve because you know what people are experiencing whenever they play your game. So third one, individual players making a big impact. You can see these three swords that are up here at the top. In guild battles, you only can attack 3 times, right? Win, lose, tie, doesn't matter. You get 3 attacks and that's it. That means that if your top players, they get 3 attacks. Your bottom players, they get 3 attacks. It doesn't matter how good or how bad you are. You only get the same amount of attacks. And let me say, from a monetization standpoint, look in the App Store and look at the top grossing apps. I don't think I need to say anything besides that to prove that you can make something like this that limits what a high-paying player does and it still be successful.
Buy that
Thanks,
starter pack
Nero.
already.
All right, so I got to buy the starter pack now because Nero actually donated it to me. Hey, and I finally get to see that little thing that pops up, it works, and my little streaming banner thing works. It's the first time I've been able to see if that works or not. All right. So, anyways, going back to my rant about Alliance Wars and some of its pitfalls. Um, so yeah, 3 attacks per person. That's it. No more, no less. Right. Um, I want a refund if you pull a Lee. Well, I might be giving you a refund then because my luck is no. I'm not gonna pull a Lee. I'm gonna pull like a second auto, and then I don't have to give you money. Aha. All right. Another thing in guild battles for Summoners Wars is the way you win is by bringing the total destruction of the opponent down below a certain threshold, right? So every time you successfully attack someone, it takes down their life from their tower. You see how these have a 10,000? Is that 10,000? Yeah, 10,000/10,000. So for every person in the alliance, they would have, or in the opponent, they would have a tower, right? And every successful attack would take some down. So you want to kind of attack people evenly, but say they had one person that was really, really strong, you could completely ignore that one person. As long as you do enough damage on all the other players to bring the average below what you need to win, you could completely ignore that strong player. So that is another way that it completely eliminates, that feel of this guy is way too good for our entire team, so we already lost. And it's a huge problem in Alliance, I would say. So yeah, and the fourth one with The duration, I already talked about these being 12-hour durations. They're not live, so it's a lot easier to do that. So, and then reward structures. Yes. So here's another very important thing that distinguishes these two games and how they do their guild/alliance wars. Right. There is a increased reward the higher your rank gets in Summoners Wars, right? But it's actually not that great of a reward. You get a crystal reward, which is the equivalent of gems, right? So you get gems, and the higher your alliance is, whenever at the end of the week, when everything's done and the rankings go out, you get more gems. But you don't get anything else that comes with it. Instead, what they do is every time you attack one of these bases with one of your swords, if you win, you get a set amount of points, right? You can then use those points to buy stuff in a special store. Okay? If your alliance wins, then you get double those points for that specific store. So let's say I use all three of my swords. I end up getting 50 points, right, per attack. So I have 150 points, and then we win. That's a total of 300 points that I got. Even if I lose, I still get 150 points. Okay? Now, the things that are available in this shop are the same across every single alliance. It doesn't matter if your alliance was just formed yesterday. It doesn't matter if your alliance was there in the beta. It is the same rewards, and that's where the good rewards are. So it doesn't matter if you are a day one player with 50 nat 5s and the best gear in the world, you're still saving up and you're still buying the same rewards that a new player can save up and eventually purchase. Granted, you're probably getting more successful attacks, so you're going to be able to save faster than them, but they are not unachievable to the lower placing players. It takes away from that feeling of I lost, therefore I lost out a lot. With this reward structure, instead, it's more like I lost, so I just didn't win as much. You see what I'm saying? I didn't lose, I just didn't win as much because I still got my points. But instead of getting 300 points, I only got 150 points. That's fine. Let's reset. Let's do another one, and I'm going to get more points. Eventually, I'm going to save up, and I'm going to buy that thing that I really want from the shop. That reward structure is really good because it takes away from that mindset of losing. It takes away from that mindset of I need to be in a top alliance. It takes away from that mindset of I need to be hardcore or I don't get rewards for it. And that's all I'm going to say about that is those are some things. I used to play Summoners Wars for a long time, and there's a reason why I left to come here to Alliance. I've always been clear about that from the beginning. Go back and watch my earlier streams. There are many, many reasons. I think this is a much better fundamental game than what Summoners Wars has to offer. But there are some other like core concepts that Summoners Wars, it feels like they thought about it more than Rumble did, and that is not true. I know that the team at Rumble has put a lot of time, effort, and thought into everything that they deploy in the game. I'm not going to insult them and say they don't. But from an end user standpoint, it gives the appearance that it was hastily put together and it was just thrown out there. Because some of these some of these core things I think are sort of, I think in theory they sound really good. On paper they look really good, but in practice they end up being pretty bad for the community as a whole. All right, so yes, Rychar, I would agree. If you are in the master tier or if you're in one of the higher tiers, you do get more rewards for losing in Alliance Wars than you do in Guild Wars, right? In fact, you don't get any rewards straight up at the end of a single battle. You just get points. You get a currency that you can then go spend on stuff, right? The difference, though, is you don't feel like you're missing out as much. And I would honestly say if Alliance Wars was around more often, but awarded less in a single war, you see what I'm saying? So that like in a week's worth of time, you end up with the same amount of rewards that you would have if you did a single war. But instead of doing a single war, you do like 4 wars or 1 war a day or something like that. You see what I'm saying? That then it would feel like it's spreading the rewards around, and you could lower the rewards per actual war. That way, if you lose, you don't feel quite as bad. And they're different rewards too. One was a shop that had a variety of things you could purchase, anything from the equivalent of legendary shards to like Evo Wisps to Epic Cores, basically. That's what you could buy in the shop. Outside of that, there really wasn't many rewards. Now, Alliance Wars, on the other hand, they give you a ton of rewards. You get all those cores that you get to open, the artifact cores, right? Um, so it is nice that they're giving you all those rewards. I'm saying maybe shift those rewards so that instead of getting them all at once for winning or even for losing, it's sort of spread out. Like you know what I'm saying? Like normalize it, if you will. Um, so yeah, I agree. More frequent wars has its pros and cons, and I think one of the biggest cons right now is that wars is so intensive, like time wise. You have to spend so much time on it that it would be tiring. No one would want to do it. People would get burned out. And I really think if you found a way to solve that step four, where there's the time thing, the making it 4 hours versus 24 hours, making it a live thing versus something that sort of just happens in the background and only the attacking team actually controls it. I think there's something that could be worked with there to make it work out where you could actually do wars at a more casual pace. You could still be competitive in that you want to beat the opponent, but you could be casual as to when you choose to use your war energy. And that's what I think is missing from Alliance Wars is the ability to choose when you play and the ability to choose the pace that you play at. And again, there's some and in Summoner's Wars, they limit you to 3 attacks no matter what. You can't buy more attacks. You can't wait for more attacks. You just have 12 hours to use 3 attacks. In Alliance Wars, on the other hand, you have 5 energy to start out with. You get 1 energy every so often, and you can also get additional energy from with gems, right? So there's a range of attacks that you can make. So that's a huge difference right there. Okay, let me try to get caught up on Twitch chat here. Oh yeah, a lot of fatigue. That's what I'm saying. The format would have to change. Yes, I do agree that Guild Honor is sort of the equivalent of the Alliance shop, or the Guild shop in Guild Wars. I just wanted to say how they implemented it circumvents some of the underlying problems that are being brought to the surface with Alliance Wars. I'm not saying that you should implement it like them. I'm just saying look at what works and why it works for them, and use that as another data set sort of deal. That's it. I like the words for Alliance Wars. Perhaps I'd increase the lower tiers a bit. I mean, if people are happy with their, I mean, it's easy for the people who win to say they like the rewards. It's easy for people in master tiers, even if they lose, to say they like the rewards because the rewards in master tiers are amazing. Um, I would not be happy with it personally if I was in one of the lower tiers. That's, but I need those players would need to voice their input on whether or not they're happy with the rewards. I'm just saying if I was in one of the lower tiers and I saw the rewards that you got on Masters, and I was one of the better people in my alliance, and I saw one of the Master Alliances recruiting in general chat, I would leave. I would have huge motivation to leave my current alliance and go to them because the rewards are so much better as you move closer to the top. That's all. See, right now it seems that one of the main problems is the matchmaking. Yeah. The, you know, like how do you matchmake whenever you have alliances that are dominant over other alliances? In our past war that just ended yesterday, we had Fractured Pact versus Saints of Sins versus Finalizing Look, right? You could ask anyone, even at the start, right? Everyone knew what the outcome was going to be. Everyone knew that Saints of Sins was better than Finalizing Load, and that Fractured Pact was better than Saints of Sin, right? Just from a powerhouse standpoint, right? So And those are the top 3 rated guilds. So how do you normalize that? There needs to be some way to normalize that, right? That is not a there's no way to make that fair just from a the players have to do it standpoint. It would be impossible for finalizing load to somehow perform in a way that makes them able to beat Fracture Pack. How would that ever be possible? It wouldn't. But there needs to be a way. There needs to be hope. There needs to be some mechanism in the Alliance Wars that allows them to have a chance. And that does not exist at all right now. I'm really reluctant to say what my ideas on how to fix it would be because I don't work for Rumble. I don't know what their code looks like. I don't know what things look like behind the scenes. It's not my place to say that. It's my place to say, hey, here's why I think, the underlying reason why things might be messed up, but it's not my place to say, here's what you should do. I don't know enough about their code to say that. So I don't even know if I should say that. The only thing I thought of that they have already in place is that you have an enrage mechanic as the battle goes on in PvP. You get more and more enrage. Maybe you could put a an enrage mechanic on it where the more you're losing by, the more stacks of enrage you start off the fight with, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that seems like it's something that's already in the code that they might be able to work with. But I can't. It's hard for me to speak because I don't know what their current. They might be 100% gung ho on some other feature, and they can't even put development time for this. Here's your job interview. That's funny. Actually, I like my job right now. So I saw Rumble has an open position, but they're in California, and I am all the way in South Carolina, so not exactly going to work too well. Let's see. So I know people need to calm down a bit about Alliance Wars as long as the Second War. Yeah, I agree, Nero. People do need to, take a step back, realize why you're angry. You're angry because you want not only yourself to achieve, you want your alliance to achieve, and you want the game to achieve. We all want the same things. So take a step back and try to talk about things in a constructive, meaningful way that can push the game forward and can take over market share, because that's really what we all want them to do, because then we'll have more players to play against. I want it, so it would be fun, but then again, I probably wouldn't be able to get top 100 if we push more players in, so maybe. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so let's see. We've heard a lot about blue shell mechanics, handicap set. That makes the war fundamentally less fair, but possibly more fun. Yes, Yes, I agree 100% with what he said. It makes the war fundamentally less fair, but possibly more fun. That's possibly is the key word there. I really think that's they have the see. This is what I'm saying, guys. They have the right mindset in that they want to make the game fun. It's just new. This game is really new. I'm sitting here comparing it to Summoner's Wars, and Summoner's Wars it took them a year and a half where all guilds were a chat room. That's it. For a year and a half, a guild was nothing but a private chat room for you and the people in your guild. So, you know, they're working through stuff. They're working out the kinks of stuff. So let's try to stay calm and not get too hot and heated. Let's give our feedback, and let's hopefully they can really create something that's fun and all of us can enjoy, because that's what we want. We want to have fun, right? I need to purchase the pack that Nero paid for. Let's see. Wonder if I can black out my screen. Let me try to black out my screen here. Let me see if this will work. That did it black out? Someone let me know in Twitch chat if it blacked out. Okay, Nero says it's black. Good. Because I don't have any of my payment information in here. So I gotta add PayPal to it. So, in the meantime, let's see what chat's going. You could say the opposite about being fair, equal. Fair could be giving those who have worked hard on heroes or spent a lot of money. I don't have money, so if you stole my PayPal stuff, you'd be pretty disappointed. Exactly. Nero has it right. Nero has it right. Oh, I gotta put in what is my Google password for this account? Fix it. Can't complete the transaction. Oh man. Right, let's try again. What? Might have to put a different payment method in. It might be because the PayPal thing hasn't showed up yet. All right, let me get to that. It's the first time I've paid for something on BlueStacks, so yeah. Actually, I could add money from my own account to my PayPal account. Let me do that. Then I don't have to put my credit card on BlueStacks. I really don't want to do that. By the way, just so everyone knows, the less places you put your credit card information online, the better. Some common sense safety for you. Knowledge is power. Yeah, I could swap to my phone and make the purchase like in 2 seconds, which actually, I'll just do that. I got the screen blacked out anyways. It's only going to log me out, so. All right. So, since no one can see the screen anyways, they're not going to notice that I'm about to get locked out. Or it's going to log me out. Yeah, I'd rather keep all my purchases in one place. Oh, there we go. So, because that was my first donation ever, PayPal put it in a pending balance that won't be available for up to 21 days. So that's probably why it's airing out. It's probably because it hasn't showed up in the game yet. But, you know, I'm not going to disappoint Nero here. He wanted to see me use the starter pack, so we'll use the starter pack. All right. Sent to my inbox. Alright, should be back on. The item should be in my inbox as soon as I get back into the game. But yeah, you know, ride chart. You know, I'm bringing up these things from what the. I'm bringing up all these points just from a, I'm trying to step back as far as I can and look at it from a abstract level, but it's pretty much impossible for me to become completely abstract because of where I am in the game, my progression level, and it's the alliance I'm in. It's hard. It's hard to see things completely from a standoff point. Um, I would say I know you guys are a limited team, but have some people, you know, have some people in involved with the development actually go in and play test the game at different stages in the game. Create like a temporary account that's a beginner, a temporary account that's mid game, and a temporary account that's late game, and see what their experiences are in the game. And then obviously delete those accounts. Don't let them affect the competitiveness of the game. You have all that to deal with. Uh, but it'd be interesting to see how it plays out with different stuff. Because one of the things I talked about in my last video is I'm really worried that new players come to this game and get turned off immediately by it because of how kind of cruel it is to new players that aren't used to this sort of game. Um, anyways, okay, so here we go. Yeah, I got 50 gems. All right, I'm gonna get 50 gems every day. Yeah, so I got one legendary core. I got 200 gold, 4 epic cores. I need to write this down because I'm gonna forget. I have stuff I'm saving for the next event, but I want to open all these now. All right, so one legendary, 4 epic, but now Nero, I'm assuming you want me to use a 750 to buy a premium pack, right? No, I'm gonna wait for Nero. Nero donated, so it's dealer's choice. Should I buy the premium pack to go with the 750? Where is it? Bundles, right? Yeah. Premium pack. You know, thank thanks to you guys in the alliance and your purchases in the inbox. I'm actually gonna go. I'll buy the premium pack with this because I wasn't expecting this. I never expect. I set up donations so that people can tell me thank you, but I never really expect anything to come of it. So thank you. I really appreciate it. So I'll go ahead and use it. We'll get some entertainment here. So it's gonna be plus 11 because I'm gonna go ahead and buy the premium pack. So we have 15 epic cores and a legendary core. Let's do it. Let's see if my and I got new VIP 3. Yeah, that's improved odds. See how good it. Yeah, exactly. Baller VIP 3. What you know about that? All right, let's see. Do I have the space to do these? Wait, did I not collect? I don't think I collected. There we go. Thought I was missing something there. It's like those numbers look a little low from what they should be. All right, so I have over my cap. So let's just dump some. I think it's all skill wisps or not skill wisp, level 1 Evo wisp, or XP wisp. That's what they're called. Jesus. Let's see. Who needs them? I'll give them to this guy. Even though I'm not outside of this event, I never use them for anything. So, oh man, there's not as many as I thought. I have all these little level 1 guys. Let's get rid of them. See, I didn't think I would have to. I didn't think I was summoning anything today. I didn't do any housekeeping. 12 VIP levels to go. Right. 12 VIP levels. That's a lot of donations. Hey, if the game picks up, right? That's what I want. Can panhandle my way to victory. Let's get rid of some of these. All right, 87. Oh, I have 101. I'm not used to seeing that number right there. I was like, why isn't it 100? I can probably buy more berries. I think once you're capped, because I was at 100 and now it's 101. So I don't think I have to actually expand it myself. Could be wrong though. Right chart, correct me if I'm wrong there. But anyway, so we got 15 of these, right? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, another Silas. Okay, I'll use him as food. 6. Oh man, back to back nat 4s. That VIP 3 luck. And actually, I have a Taiwan too that I'm gonna fuse up. How many was that? Shit, how many did I start with? I should have counted down instead of counting up. I think I have that was 6. 6 out of 15. So 5, 6. I have 9 left, which would put me at 9. No, 7, 8, 9. So 8. So I got to stop whenever I get to 8. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll stop whenever I get to 8. All right, come on, F5. Huh? No. Ooh, no. No. I always see the like silhouette and the little staff going up and down, and I'm like, a gnat. And then I see the fire, and I'm like, oh, it's Vesta again. This is like my 5th Vesta pool. This game just loves. Oh wow, another Silas. This is okay. You guys have watched me stream summons before. This rate is ridiculous. Okay, I'm normally like 1 out of 20. So apparently getting to VIP 3 makes a huge difference. Or yeah, it's the starter pack. Exactly, it's the starter pack. So let's see. So I have to go to 8. So I got 2 more. 2 more. Come on. All right, last one. And we still got the legendary core. So how perfect was that? How perfect was that? All that build up and then womp womp. You ran out of room. Oh man, it would happen. I don't want to fuse him yet. Let's see. I should have plenty of food. There we go. That's true. If I would have bought that day 1, I would have some baller monsters to start off with. You're correct. I've always said that the starter packs are definitely like the best value packs. Like, I think in my how to be free to play video, I talked about like if you're gonna buy packs, those are the packs to buy, and then buy the other deals as they come through. All right, last epic core, and then we'll do a legendary core, right? And Scarlet. Okay, so legendary core time. Here's the Nat 5. This is for you, Nero. This is for you. Uh, wah, wah. Well, hey, at least it's not a tour. What was it that you said? That I'll have to give it. I would have to give it back. Bring it on. Yeah, Roker Lee. Exactly. It's no Roker Lee. And I can actually feed him to the nature one because I actually have an Anchor that I need to 6-star fairly soon. Um, but yeah, so I have this guy Taiwan. So I'll probably feed these 2 to Taiwan. Oh man, I just made my Arctis 5-star. Otherwise, I probably would have fed these 2 Siluses. So I got 2 Siluses, a Taiwan, and an Anchor from 15 cores and 1 legendary core. That's ridiculous compared to my previous luck. So there you go, boys and girls. VIP does make a big difference. Either that or just the starter packs are where it's at. Like that would have been a great starter pack. I mean, it's great skill up food for the monsters or the heroes that I already have on deck to build. As you can see, I have some ready to feed, like literally right now. Um, but anyways, oh, did I get? Hey, I got some stuff from here too. From spending gems. That's right. That's right. But yeah, I'm not gonna open that. I'm gonna wait. I'll do another. Hmm. I guess what I'll do is Wednesday I'll do a really short stream where I just open cores for the new event and that's it. Normally my raids don't start till like after 9 Eastern time, so I got like about an hour after I normally stream. So yeah, I'll do a short video on Wednesday, just opening the rest of my cores. I'm sure I'll get some more cores from this event as well. Excuse me, and see if I can get a jump start on that event on Wednesday. But anyways, okay, so back to autoing this. Thank you again, Nero. I appreciate it. And now your name will forever be on the scroll bar underneath me. Unless I get, I think it's like a limit of 6. It says the top 6 donators, or maybe it's 10. But unless I get enough donations that you get pushed off the list, which it would be cool for me. Let's make it happen, guys. Anyways, let's see my Nat 5s. Okay, let me catch up on the chat or the chat over here. Yeah, exactly. It probably would have been 80%, Nat 5s if I was VIP 15. No, not really. Maybe at least 1 Nat 5. So I'm 1 Nat 5 and I'm almost VIP 9. Yeah, so I've heard stories of people getting all the way to VIP 10 and not pulling a single Nat 5. Which honestly is kind of why I don't dump a lot of money in these games. Like I'm a trickle. Well, first of all, I don't have a lot of money to dump to dump into games like this. I've said it before. My wife would kill me if I ever did. So I like am actually not able to. But even if I did, I'm not a huge gambler. I mean, I'm the type of person that I would go to a casino with a set budget and I wouldn't go over the budget. Like I'm just that kind of guy. And so when it comes to these games, I pay out money based off the sort of enjoyment and fun that I'm having, which is why I went ahead and gave this game $5 early on. So it was kind of like my way of being like, hey, I like what you guys are doing. Granted, $5 is like a penny in a bucket, full of money, but it's for me it was symbolic. Let's see. No, yeah, you guys talking about your Nat 5 pools, man. There is someone in our alliance who's VIP 1 and has like 5 or 6 Nat 5s. It's so ridiculous. I'm like, man, that just shows you how it's RNG. You can see one end of the spectrum, a VIP 10 with 0 Nat 5s. Then you can see the other end of the spectrum, a VIP 0 or 1 with like 5 or 6 Nat 5s. That's how randomness works. The game is not broken. The system is not broken. It is a lottery, and that's how lotteries are designed to work. And honestly, I like that concept. I like This is gonna fail, by the way. I like the concept of, you can pay to buy more lottery tickets, but you can't pay to increase your chance to win the lottery. Now, Alliance does do that a little bit. You do get increased rare chances as your VIP level goes up, but I haven't seen it be a huge deciding factor. Like if I saw no VIP zeros or VIP ones with Nat 5s, I wouldn't play this game. I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't. Um, but the fact is it's still possible. You can still win the lottery, and look around at barracks, you'll see it. And I'm a fan. I like that sort of mentality when it comes to freemium games, instead of the just pay your way to get the guys you want. So let's see. If everyone donated $10, we could force them to buy the 99 and watch him pull Raven. I don't know who Raven is, to be honest. I'm assuming it's someone bad or someone good. Probably someone bad, and I probably would pull them. Let's see. RNG needs some adaptive built-in where the more you pull and don't get in that 5, the better your odds are. So Silver, that is the exact reason they added in the achievements, that if you open so many cores, you get a legendary core, and if you open so many legendary cores, you get mythic shards. That is their built-in, sort of, sorry you didn't get anything good, or even if you did get anything good, thanks for opening stuff here. Eventually, you will get your shot at that guarantee, or you will get your guarantee in that 5. So it's kind of cool they have that, because no other gacha game has that, right? That's what these are called, by the way. It's like a Japanese term for gambling. It's gacha, GACHE, or CHA. But yeah, no other gacha game has that. So it was really, I considered that very generous of them. Uh, so yeah, Guesty, all right. Well, let's talk about World of Warcraft. They have in the latest expansion of World of Warcraft. I'm sure everyone has heard of this game. If you've never played it, most of you have probably played it, right? To get a legendary in the latest expansion, you just get a chance to get it. It's just a drop. Literally everything you do in the game gives you a chance to get a legendary, right? And the more times you go without getting a legendary, the chance that you get one goes up until eventually you get one, and at that point the bad luck counter, or whatever they call it, goes back down to 0, right? The problem is, imagine that you have this bad luck counter that's counting up, and you finally get your Nat 5, right? And your Nat 5 is like some garbage Nat 5 that doesn't work with your team, that is just completely not what you need, right? Or like a Gaius. Imagine that is your Nat 5 pool, a Gaius that you just spent all this time crafting a Gaius, and then you pull him. Not only are you pissed off because you pulled a Gaius that you just crafted, but you're also pissed off because your bad luck counter is now reset to 0. So, it's there's really no way to completely combat that. You know, even bad luck counters can make you feel even worse. Yeah, Val did pull three of them. Uh, nah, I'm not a big fan of the stats on this. I don't know why I keep hitting this. I need to just hit replay, and replay would take me back here, and then I could click one button instead of clicking three buttons. I'm just used to doing 10 at a time, not used to doing one by one. By the way, everyone can get a Chaos Elf Warden. They're farmable. Whenever the Chaos Dungeon's open, there's some guys in there until you get one. Um, don't six-star him. He's a very, very niche monster hero. He's good for this specific dungeon because he you know the boss hits so hard you need to reset the boss's attack bar in order for it to work. Um, and with the recent changes to Swift Steel, he gives himself so much attack bar that he gets to constantly reduce the boss's attack bar. Um, he wouldn't be good in PvP. Now he has an AoE silence, but you know it, there's other heroes that have AoE silences that are better than him. He just brings an AoE silence and an attack bar reduction, and he increases his attack bar all in one kit, and it makes him good specifically for bosses that can have their attack bar reduced. All Rumble has to do is drop a boss like the next secret dungeon or what do they call it? The special dungeon event that they do is immune to attack bar reduction, and boom, he's no longer valuable at all. And I don't see him being valuable in really any other aspect of the game unless you need AoE silence to help you overcome something and you don't have AoE silence for someone else. That's it. So that being said, you can get a good AoE silence in the form of the what are they called? The demoness that you can buy through the Alliance shop. She does an AoE silence, so and she has a better the rest of her kit for general play and for the arena and stuff like that. I would argue than the elf does. Um, but yeah, and also another reason this works is because I have a really strong daughter and because I have evasion from the mechanic. They all kind of have to play their specific role. If they didn't do their roles, like my guys would be dead by now if it wasn't for the evasion. So it's not just that the Elf Warden is OP; it's that the other things go with him as well. It took me a while to figure out. This team was not just me. There was a bunch of us in Alliance chat that were kind of theory crafting and stuff like that, and it took a while before we kind of came up with this idea, this eventual teams that a few of us started trying that worked. All right, I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm probably gonna call it for a night, guys. Like I said, it's Saturday night. It's wife time, so I don't know if you guys can hear the TV in the background, but she's watching TV by herself. It's sad, sad, guys. um, but yeah, I hope that my feedback made sense, right, Char? I hope you see really where it was coming from, because that's really what it's about is trying to find the underlying reasons as to why people are getting upset, why people are feeling burnt, and why things don't feel fun. And you said it perfectly earlier when you were like, we're trying to balance it between being fair and being fun. And you should always side on the edge of fun. I would love, it would be a lot more fun. If it was fun and we lost because of it, I would much rather have that than have it be strictly fair and competitive and the dominant guild just crushes everyone. I would much rather have the randomness, the fun, the variability, whatever it is. I'll do this. Sounds good. Thanks, Silver. And thanks everyone for coming in, dropping in on this Saturday evening, Saturday late afternoon for some of you West Coast. What is it? Sunday morning if you're in Europe, I believe. or maybe Sunday middle of the night. I'm not quite sure what time it is in Europe. Oh, there we go. So this one's not going to win because my Chaos Elf just got wrecked by his AoE, which is why you need the silence to try to prevent that AoE. So that's a good note to end on. OP Chaos Elf getting smashed in the face. We'll end it there, guys. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you Wednesday for a short summoning session, and I'll probably start doing it Mondays after that. I'll do my normal fun stream, whatever the topic of the week is. All right, everyone, take care. Thanks again, Nero.